as I ride around, it's the day after Valentine's Day, and like yesterday, I had picked up a dude, and when I picked him up, I asked your name, and he gave me the name or whatever. And he had flowers in his hand, and he had like a bear with roses, like covered in roses or whatever. So basically, I knew he was basically taking something to somebody, and it was a round trip. I mean, a multiple trip. And then so I didn't want to accept the trip because it was stating an hour or whatever. So they always give you, it always states it's going to be longer than what it really is, because you're making a stop and going to your next stop or whatever the case may be. And so as we go into the destination, as we're getting off on the exit, he asked me, can we stop at a Publix just close off this exit if it's not too much trouble? I said, it's not a big deal, but just add the trip to the stop, because I said Uber will question like, why is it taking you this long or whatever? Is everything okay? And if it's a one stop, they might add a trip on. So I just asked people to add a stop. And so he was like, this is my brother's app, I'm gonna have to text him. I was like, no problem. I said, if he adds the stop, he adds the stop. If he don't respond, then I'm just gonna continue on to the destination. So never stopped, never got added, so I continue on to the destination. He had flowers, he had this bear. So he was trying to get the girl more, because it was a girl he was taking it to. And so when we got there, we got close to the house, and it was a sign. He was like, you could just pull right by this sign. And I was like, okay. And then so he got out, walked to the house, went into the house. I proceeded to turn around so I could face the same way I went out. And then so when I thought he was just dropping the stuff off and we leaving, him and the girl came out. Let me explain what the girl had on. The girl had on like them workout jackets that's fitted or whatever. It's a tight fit, them workout jackets, and just some jogging pants on. Her makeup was done, her hair was done, everything was done up for her, and stuff like that. So I'm just saying that. So when they get in the car, she instantly started to complain about him. He had like an afro type, twist in his hair or whatever, and one long dread like a tail in the back of his head. And so she was like, why do you just have one dread in the back of your head? She's like, that looks crazy. And then my opinion, a person's style is a person's style. You either accepting this person for your style, for his style, or you're not. So she complaining about that. And then so I guess she found out that they're going to our real tacos or something like that. And then she was like, why is you dressed like that if we're going to this taco spot or whatever? You look crazy. And my opinion, yes, he did look bummyish. He had like this fleece-like jacket, some bummy jog pants, maybe some Crocs on, and he didn't put no effort to get dressed. He looked like he just put clothes on. And she was like, I'm all cute. She was decent dress-wise. She had her hair done, she had makeup on, so facial-wise, everything, she was decent. She was properly dressed to go out. But she can't complain about how he looked, because it wasn't like she was just done up to the nines or whatever. But dude was looking bummyish to go out to a taco spot, which is a pretty branded taco spot or whatever. So she just complaining, and I guess he got tired, starting to get tired of all the complaining. And he was like, girl, I spent $1,000 on you. on this day or whatever. Because she was like, are we going to do sip and drink outside because it's cold? And he said, we could do it inside. He said, because whatever. Since she got into the car, it was complain. And then that's when he brought up, girl, he was like, I spent $1,000 on you and you cheated on me or whatever. So it's like she cheated on him and he's still spending all this money on her. So she just complained. She was like, we should go back and just get my car because I don't want to be just taking an Uber here to here to here to here, which I get it. What she said was legit, but he was like, why? You ain't got to worry about driving nowhere. And I get what he was doing, because basically what he was trying to do is, I mean, not like trying to kidnap her or some type shit, but he was making sure she was spending her whole Valentine's Day with him, all day of doing stuff with her car. If she have her car, she could do whatever she want, and then with him, and then bounce later on or whatever when she feels as though she done or whatever. And then so, being that she keep bringing up the car or whatever, she was like, we can get my car, and she was like, and then he was like, why? So you could go spend it with some dude or whatever. And then she was like, no, it ain't about that. We could just just drive around. I mean, drop Uber after Uber after Uber, which is, yes, makes sense. She got a car, you don't, or whatever. And then so he was like, just started getting mad because and then like his phone, I'm assuming it's not on or something, because he needs a Wi-Fi so he could either try and get in contact with his brother to add stops or whatever, so he could go back to her spot. And then so she just started complaining even more. And then so he just kept bringing up either the cheating, how much he's spending for this week, because she just was complaining. I get him, but she has a point on a little bit of it. So what's that? So we ain't getting too far from where she lived at all. And then so when he asked about going to this Publix so he could use their Wi-Fi, I was going to take him, but I was about to say, yo, and we're not about to spend a long period of time here, because one thing for sure, I'm not about to waste my time so you could y'all could just argue in my car, because they started to start getting argued. Then she was, you cheated on me last Valentine and stuff like this. And then she was like, and what the straw that broke the camel's back is when she said this, you forced me to have Valentine's with you. And he was like, oh hell no. He was like, sir, turn this around or whatever. And then so then they started getting argued. He was like, then when she brought up the cheating, he was like, they said you the one that beat me up and put me in jail. And then she was like, oh, you don't remember you choked me out? And I was like, and in my mind I said, y'all two do not need to be spending Valentine's Day together. And then as we ride, she was like, this is my Valentine's Day. Like her Valentine's Day is just so ruined or whatever. In which it is. Both of their Valentine's. In my opinion, with dude, he went out of his way. And then she was complaining about the flowers. I guess it was flowers that was bought a couple days ago or whatever. And they started to go bad. She wanted the flowers a few days ago. Then she was like, you come to my house with dead flowers? I'm like, but yeah, in my opinion, he probably got them because he knew it's Valentine's Day. So flowers are going to go out. I think the boy be making stupid decisions, because I went and take a multiple trip on somebody else's name to go pick up my girl, which I don't even think they together. I think they ex. And he probably said, yo, who can I kick it with for Valentine's Day? And he chose her because they was in a relationship and they probably still had some form of communication or whatever. And so he's trying to basically get back with her or whatever. And then so when we turned around, she's like, her Valentine's Day is ruined or whatever and stuff like that. She said all I wanted to do was just get my car. But I just like him and I know she's probably had plans afterwards, because he's not her main thing. They not boyfriend and girlfriend no more. Meaning that they not boyfriend and girlfriend no more. She was like, okay, I'm gonna kick it with him. She already cheated on him before, so she knows she got side things to mess with. And so she was gonna do whatever with him during the day of everything, and then at night she go out either with her friends or with another dude or whatever. He knew the deal. She knows the deal. So that's why he didn't really want to get her to go get her car, because he would lose the control over the day. And then so when he said, yo, turn this around, I instantly turned. I seen a little area where I could turn around, bust that turn, and went to drop them back off. And then so when we get back to the house, if I was dude, I would have just let her walk out, be like, boom, take me back home or whatever. And if I was that girl, I would have said the same thing. I would say, yo, you just might as well go ahead and go home or whatever. Because the girl lived with her parents. He seemed like he lived with his brother or whatever, because he had an apartment. And so when she got out the car, he got a car. I said, am I completing a trip here? He was like, yeah, complete the trip. So I completed the trip. And then so I start driving off. And then so as I'm driving, was actually trying to film this video or whatever before. And then I had to stop it, because all of a sudden I'm seeing a car coming behind me speeding up. And then as I'm speeding up, and then I'm at the point where I'm about to get off get onto the highway. I'm seeing a door open behind me, just open. And I look back, it's these two. He's driving her car. She's in the passenger seat of her own car and trying to get out of her own fucking car as it's driving. Sorry for the cuss words. But she's trying to get out of she's just trying to open the door and get out the car. I guess he wouldn't allow it. I'm seeing a windshield. I'm like, why is the windshield wiper going on? And I'm like, I said, they just arguing or whatever. And I said, oh Lord, the trip is still going. I said, they arguing from my car. They argued when they got out my car. Now that I left them, I see them in my rear view mirror arguing. She's trying to get out the goddamn vehicle. I said, this is crazy. I said, that day should not have continued, because these two about that. And then so they pursued, because I knew where they was going. They even followed me right behind me. They ain't following me to follow me, but they just right behind me. I was about to slow my car down and be like, yo girl, you all right? And so as they continue on to the restaurant, because the exit they got off is the exit I was supposed to get off to take them there. And so being that being that they got off the exit, I knew exactly where they're going. So what they about to do is have a miserable day together. And I'm like, it started off rocky, and it got worse, and now it's gonna get even worse. Instead of just saying, yo, this ain't gonna work, he should have cut his losses after she started complaining about his hair. He should have been like, you know what, this ain't gonna work. Let's turn around. I'm gonna drop you off. I'm gonna cut my losses. I'm gonna go to our real tacos, eat lunch by myself, go back home, and either try and find some other chick who want to do something, or just go kick it alone. I'd rather be alone than get myself in further trouble, because if she beat you up, if you choked her out before, that's already the recipe of a toxic relationship. And y'all just created a toxic Valentine's Day, and in my mind, it's like it's not worth. It's not even worth the issue, because as the day go, she ain't gonna be happy, and you ain't gonna be happy. One thing I know she's probably about to do is try and sneak out. As soon as she drop him off, or they go to the restaurant, they eat, she probably gonna sneak off and dip if he don't have her keys, and he probably gonna try and hold her keys hostage on her and type shit. And it's just gonna make for a bad day. And it just made me think. I said, Valentine's Day is a made holiday. It's a corporate holiday. People make such big deals out of this holiday. It ain't even like a legal holiday. Just this day, and it's not even worth it. It's far from worth it. It's like it's just another day. And people are like, oh, I spent Valentine's Day alone. Oh, I spent. If you spent Valentine's Day alone, be happy alone, or just be happy you ain't with the wrong person. Like, man, last Valentine's Day I was with my such and such and such. We had a good Valentine's, but every day after that is horrible, or every day before that is horrible. So you should be happy. You're not with these two, should not be together. And that's just it. Stop being with the person that you ain't supposed to be with, and stop trying to make stuff work. Because these two, I mean, I was about to tell these two, y'all both about to get out my vehicle. It was just a ridiculous. This boy wasted. He wasted money going to pick her up, and she was complaining. Off the rip, complaining, just going in on this dude. And yeah, like I said, she had points on, because he was looking bummy. Because the way he looked, it was like he's going to drop the flowers off and then go back home. That's the way he looked. And so, being that he looked that way, I thought we was just doing that. But to go out to a restaurant, yeah, she had a right to say, nigga, you look bummy. But either or, the point is, Valentine's Day ain't that serious. And man, if it's not right, it's not right. Don't continue. You could take your loss. I would have took the loss for $1,000 than going to jail, because they got into it before. They'll probably go get into it again, and that's just what's probably about to happen that whole day. All right, like, comment, share, and subscribe. But subscribe. Thank you.